Hi everyone, it's Kasia from TarotMap. Let's light a candle and let's talk about collage decks. I'm curious to know what you guys think about collage decks because it seems to be one of those, like split opinions. Some people love collage decks and they look out for them. Some people don't particularly like them. I personally don't really search them out. It's not something that I'm like mega drawn to, but I have a couple of decks that are collage decks and that I would like to share with you now because I think they are awesome decks and I feel quite drawn to them. So without further ado, let's just get into my first ever collage decks that I think I've gotten. And this is the Voyager Tarot. I have this, I don't know, I bought it when I was still living in Australia, so it was definitely before 2010, probably around 2008, I would say, maybe, this deck. So, it's one of the older decks that I have. And this is by James Wenles, and I do have an interview with James as well on Inspired Tarot Map. And he recently got beaten and attacked in Los Angeles, and I know now that he's feeling better, but he was on the brink of dying. It's just a horrible story. He has such strong spirit, and I highly recommend this interview with James because he's just a fascinated human being and a great teacher and tarot reader. He's so innovative, so creative, and I wish him all the best, and I hope that he's going to come back to us stronger than ever. So hold in there, James, and we love you and wishing you all the best and speedy recovery. So his deck, as you can see, has a keyword, or if it's a major arcana, the number on top, and tarot associations in the bottom. And I remember when I saw it for first time, it was like unique. It was very strange. I've never seen a deck like this before. I remember I used to love staring at the cards. James also has some courses for this deck. So it's one of those decks that, I think I will never let go of it because I have just a fond memory and emotional connection with this deck. And it's one of my first collage decks ever. So I don't have too many decks, so hang in there. And the next one, and I'm going to do them in the order of how long I have these decks. And the next one is Spolia Tarot. It's a funky deck. I remember I used to read with this deck for a long time for clients. I used to love using this deck. I got it a couple of years ago. And the booklet by Jess Crispin, it's really great. Artwork is by Jen May and designed by Tara Romeo. And this is, I remember that I loved shuffling this deck because it has this cool sound to the paper when you shuffle. It's a bigger deck because it has also elements and signs, the zodiacal signs cards. So it's a very, very cool deck. And it has a great collage. This would be probably one of my fave collages just because it's not too busy. I think I'm not a fan when the artwork is like overly busy, when I can't really get a sense of what's the main element on the card. So Spolia Tarot is quite amazing. I'm not sure if it's still available or not. I know that it was out of print for a while, but yeah, I'm just not sure if it's still out of print or not. So if you are wanting this deck, you'll have to check if it's available. But Spolia Tarot, definitely amazing deck and just a good effort altogether. The booklet is fun to read, and yeah, it's a great art. So Spolia deck was my second of the collage decks that I really love. And then I have I included this deck because it is a collage deck. So this is the Ancient Postures Oracle by Belinda Gore, and I also have an interview with Belinda. I have some videos on this deck I think this is an amazing idea, amazing deck. I love the art. She includes ancient sculptures, ancient beings that are kind of like, you know, memorized in the stone work, and invites you to be interactive with this oracle and to take on the postures of those ancient beings and see what comes through to you, you know. So I love this art and the texture of the artwork. She used all these fabrics from her collection of fabrics from all over the world, and it just looks beautiful. Love the coloring, love that she used all these different cultures. It's stunning, really stunning. So ancient ritual postures, and the really great deck, and it's a beautiful, comes with a beautiful book as well with great poems. It's a very strong archetypal mythical oracle. And the next deck that I actually really enjoy is Daydreaming in Situ. This one is one of the newest by Annie Ferrar, and I like this one because it seemed very like 70s, 80s, I don't know, just like it seems vintage. And I particularly like that she added those elements of the suits, that they so bold and so kind of off looking in some way, you know, like they take over. And I love how irregular and different the collage work is in this particular deck. Love this hermit. So yeah, that, and Daydreaming in Situ. I also have a review of this deck on my channel, so please take a look. I might link it below or above in the card so you can click and watch it. But it's also an interesting collage deck, and as I said, I just particularly liked the artistic side of it, and it seemed just a little bit different. I didn't even mind that huge border and that kind of like vintagey font. There is just something about it that I appreciate, and how she did the collage from all these like different irregular pieces of paper. I like it. I like it. It's a very unique collage work, and there is just, the colors are also beautiful. There is something unique about this deck. So this particular collage deck, it's quite new to me, so I haven't used it that often, but I do appreciate having this one in my collection, and I really like what she did with the collage in this particular sense. And the newest one that I just kind of received from Tierra May is the Ritual Tarot. I know that a lot of you love this deck, and it comes with the booklet right now. My deck still arrived in the black velvet bag, but Tierra, I think she has a second edition available now, and it's in the box, in a paper box, so it's even better. So the book, it's cool because it's got the full color of the image for the major arcana, and quite an interesting take on the archetype. She's got opposing cards, reinforcing cards, so you know, when you get magician with all the other cards, like the combinations, let's say. And the images are quite Egyptian, so I haven't even shuffled this deck yet because I wanted to show you this deck in how it arrived. So these are the bags, and I know that most of you saw it, so I'm just going to go through the cards fairly quickly. But this is a deck that this one probably reminds me the most of the Voyager Tarot in some way, but I like the images that she picked, and I thought I wouldn't like this deck so much because it's quite busy in the artwork, but somehow it works. You know, like I thought like, oh, it doesn't have any titles, any numbers. Will I recognize the archetypes of the cards? And you can easily recognize them. I show you which one I think it's maybe a little bit that I wasn't sure what it is. Love this High Priestess. And she draws quite a lot on Egyptian mythology, which is lovely. Also on this Christian, you know, like from the whole world actually. So you can see, so there's an empress, this emperor, quite easy. You can recognize this as a Hierophant. This is lovers, of course, you know, together with like connected with a bone. And this is a chariot with Sphinx, which I love this image. Maybe it wouldn't be so easy recognized as a chariot, but you have a Cancer association with chariot, you have the Sphinx, you have these two kind of poles, and you have that, you know, charioteer in the middle. I love it. I love it. It's pretty cool. So this would be the Strength, I guess. A lady with the weasel, or what do you say in English? I'm not sure. And then we have the Hermit. Quite an interesting take of the Hermit with this like intellectual powers. Love the Wheel of Fortune with the Wheel of Samsara. So then we have the Justice, which is an interesting one as well. The Hangman, Death, Temperance. So it's quite, you know, it actually was easy to recognize most of them. I know that they now are in order, so it was kind of, it's good to see them in order, and then also you have the booklet to help you if you get lost. And I think the second edition may have the names on the cards. I'm not sure. Tiara, if you watch this one, please let me know. So this star card, I thought it was the moon just because of the moth and the big moon, but this is actually the moon card, and this is the star card. Let me just check 100% because I'm still kind of, you know, I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, so this is the star and this is the moon. So these are the only two which I thought that the star maybe doesn't look like the star card like I know now, but yeah, it's kind of, the moon looks like the moon, especially when you have the sun, so star, sun and the moon together. Maybe they now, she, you know, is part of the traditional tarot, the naked woman and so on, but the moth and the moon took me a little bit by surprise, and I thought that was the moon card. So that's the only one which I kind of really wasn't sure. And then we have Judgment and the World. I love the World with the fish, and there's crows. It's beautiful, beautiful. So it's a really cool collage. And then it's kind of like Rider-Waite-Smith take on, and I like that Egyptian stuff, and I like that it's not so busy, and that you can easily see, you know, 4 wands, and the colors is cool. It's a little bit like Pip deck a little bit, but you know, you do get images as well. It's an interesting take on, that's 6 of Wands. Yes, that's a 6 of Wands. I thought it was 5 for a sec. 7 of Wands, but you can recognize the annotations to Rider-Waite-Smith, right? It's just here with 8, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands. And then we have the court cards, so Page and Knight. Knights are quite striking. They're usually very active, very like full of alive. Pages are gentler, and then the Queens are much more regal, and of course the Kings as well. And then Cups, so 2, 3, 4, 5. I really love the imagery she's using. 6, it's an interesting one. 7, 8, 9 and 10. That's really cute. And then we have those beautiful court cards. So here the Knight is very like, you know, inward watery. The Queen and the King, it's interesting. I like it. Like Neptunian. And then we have the swords element, so you can feel also the elemental power. It's an interesting one. It's kind of scary, the 2 of Swords. Forget the keyword of Thoth, which is peace. I never felt peace with 2 of Swords, but yeah, Crowley did. Or Golden Dawn, you know. 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 5. You don't get the sense of these 2 people kind of, you know, from Rider-Waite-Smith, but there is the vibe of it. 6 of Swords. And a lot of my friends love this deck, you know, and keep using it all the time. Picasso. And 10 of Swords. Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And then we get Pentacles, Ace, 2 of Pentacles. You can see the Earth, on the Egyptian gods. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we got page, knight, queen is fucking awesome. I love this queen. So this is the Ritual Tarot. And just for the sake of the card size, because this deck is a little bit bigger than a regular tarot deck, this would be the difference to like the regular 7 by 12 centimeters tarot. So it's a little bit different, and the cards are quite, I mean, I don't know if the second edition is the same. The cards are printed well, you know, you can see how beautiful the colors are. They are matte, they have a little bit of the sheen, like tiny little bit, just to like cover, you know, they're not plasticky or papery, but they don't get too much bend. They have a little bit of bend, but I think it will be hard to riffle shuffle. So I'm just shuffling in my hand. And so, but please check with Tierra May if the second edition is exactly the same. But I just wanted to add this so you have a sense of, yeah, what you're getting with the Ritual Tarot. And as I said, it comes in a box right now. I'm just going on your eyes, shuffle it for the first time. And I would love to, let's pick one card from this deck and see what the booklet says. So I'm really curious to work with this one a little bit deeper. As I said, I just received it a couple of days ago, so it's a very new deck to me. The other ones I've had for many years, or months at least. So let's see. 8 of Wands, so quite a fiery, fast. I like how these 8 of Wands are rushing towards the zodiacal wheel, like ecliptic, cosmos, as if there is a big shift happening at this moment, which probably really it is, because we just had the eclipse yesterday. Eclipses are, you know, known for that they actually, whatever is happening during the eclipse can stretch in effects up to even 6 months after the eclipse. So now if we want to go and look at the minors are together, like in the suit of Wands. I think this is a cool idea to see it like this as well. And 8 of Wands, it's just keywords for the minors. So it's swiftness, acceleration, rapid forward movement, action, dynamism, reversed obstacles, procrastination, and recklessness. So how do you guys feel about 8 of Wands today? Is it more on the positive, active, go and do and get, maybe receive messages? Often it's a card of receiving things like emails, SMSs, messages from people from the world. Or do you feel it's more the reversed meaning, when you feel that action is a bit blocked, that you feel a lot of tension inside but can't quite put it out there? This is a message for you to actually today go with the flow, get the things done. It's an active day, an active approach to things, to tasks, and also can be a day where a lot of things will be done, can be achieved, maybe finished or move forward. I like how they're pointing, as I said, towards the signs. So, you know, look up the sky, watch the stars, maybe check in with your personal chart, so what's going on, because there might be a particular area of your chart that's really activated today. If you need a reading, astrology session, or what do I need to know right now reading, which also you get astrology cycles there, please, you know, just write me a message or get to my website, tarotmap.com, and get a reading from me. I'd love to read for you. I'm back home and ready to work. So these are the collage decks that I wanted to share. Somebody requested this particular video. If I find anything else that sticks out to me, I will share again, but this definitely are decks that I'm using, you know, and not just have it for the having sake. So thank you for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.